Hello everybody. Today we'll be looking at pie charts taken from Cambridge IELTS 9 test 3 page 76. Let's look at this task prompt in detail. The charts below give information on the ages of the populations of Yemen and Italy in 2000 and projections for 2050. Summarize the information by selecting and reporting the main features and make comparisons where relevant. Alright, so here we have 4 pie charts. We have 2 countries, Yemen and Italy, and we have 2 years, and we have 3 age categories. So first, let's look at the introduction paragraph. The pie charts compare and contrast the data on the changes in the populations of Yemen and Italy. So we have 2 countries. Relating to the 3 age categories, we have those who are from 0 to 14, from 15 to 59, and 60 plus. Okay. In 2000, we have 2000, and the projected figures for 2050. The predicted figures, those figures which will probably happen in the future. So paraphrase the task prompt, indicating all the necessary features. That's exactly what we need to do in the introduction paragraph. In the next paragraph, we should describe these pie charts generally, focusing only on general trends rather than focusing on specific figures and numbers. As can be seen, children up to 14 years old, let's just look at this, 14 years old, so up to, okay, accounted for the largest proportion of the population in Yemen in 2000. Okay, it's obvious that this proportion was the largest, and therefore here I indicated plus, which is the largest. It was the smallest in Italy. Just if you look at Italy, right, you can see that this proportion was the smallest, and therefore I wrote minus, which means the smallest in both of the years given. So here it was the smallest in 2000, and it will be the smallest in 2050. So indicate the largest and smallest proportions. Next. It's also noticeable that. The expression "it's also noticeable that" basically means we can also see that. While the mature adult population of Yemen is predicted to remain reasonably stable. So here we have this age category from 15 to 59, and we can see that they are likely to be reasonably stable, right? Because 46, 57, kind of like the same. That's why we need to use the word reasonably stable. And then in Italy, a marked decrease in the figures shown is apparent. So we can see that this figure is 61.60, and here we have 46.20. We see that there is a decline, there's a decrease, and that's exactly what I indicated here. So in this case, a marked decrease, which means a significant decrease. Show 2 contrasting trends. That's exactly what we've done now. Next. In the next paragraph, the examiner wants you to focus on specific figures and numbers. So you can write the word more specifically. Those people who were under 14 years of age are made up almost a half of the population of Yemen. You can see that 50%, right? And then, so this is a half of the population. And then you have to be very specific with the number, and then in 2000. And then this percentage, this one that we are describing now, however, which means but, is expected to decrease. Okay, you can see this. Here we have 37, so there's a decrease to a little under. The expression a little under means slightly less than, and then 2/5, and then 37% in 2015. And as we are talking about a future prediction, right? A figure that is likely to happen in the future, we need to use the word is expected to. Don't write will decrease, only is expected to or is predicted to. Okay, let's move on. You use the word while when you want to compare and contrast. So while the percentage of those aged between 15 and 59 here, okay, is predicted to rise by 11% in 2050 in Yemen. So if you look at this carefully, we can see that there is an increase, there is a rise, okay, and then it's projected to decrease slightly to 46.2 in Italy in 2050. Okay, so we can see this there's likely to it's likely to decrease. So show contrasting trends using while or whilst. Use the words is predicted, is projected, is expected to indicate predicted figures, the figures that are likely to happen in the future. All right, let's move on. The proportion of those over 60 years old, and you see this, 60, okay, is forecast to rise in both of the countries. Is forecast to basically means is likely to, will probably. So we can see that there is an increase and there is an increase, and that's exactly what we're doing now, with a noticeable 28% increase in Italy. So this rise is significantly larger than the rise here, okay, compared with the figures for 2000. So indicate two categories, the figures for which are predicted to rise or decrease at the same time in both countries. Furthermore, explain where a rise or decrease is more noticeable. Okay, let's move on. That's it. That's the end of this video lesson explanation. I hope you have learned how to analyze 3 or 4 pie charts at the same time, what main points to focus on, and how to compare and contrast. And I also hope that you've learned how to use the language regarding future figures when we're trying to make a prediction. Thank you very much for watching and analyzing this video lesson.